evening. The weather certainly didn't do any favours for the second round of matches in the Prudential Cricket World Cup today. There was no play at all at Old Trafford, where England were due to play Canada, or indeed at the Oval. The match between the West Indies and Sri Lanka was likewise completely washed out. Well, here at Trent Bridge, play did eventually start in the game between Australia and Pakistan. In fact, it started at 10-2 after a pretty wet morning, and there was a further interruption in the afternoon as well. Difficult for Australia because this is a game which they very much wanted to win in order to further their ambitions of getting into the semi-finals of the competition. Well, Australia won the toss and put Pakistan into bat, and we're going to see how their innings went now. The commentators are Everton Weekes, Peter Loader, but first of all, Richie Benaud.
And Hurst, who was in the shadow of Rodney Hogg during our summer in Australia, now has the chance to lead the Australian attack. He bowls now the first ball of the match to Majid. And it's a wide first up. And was more strict on the interpretation of wide and no ball in these limited over matches. A useful start from Majid Khan. At first, not yet having organised his length. Actually very quick to seize on that and pull it away in front of square leg. So 5 runs from the first 2 balls. Nine on the board, and Majid has 8 of them. And that's a better stroke. And a fine stop. This time away down at third man by Graham Porter. Well, what a good start for Pakistan. That's fine shot. I think that's probably the best stroke he's played so far, Majid. It wasn't all that short. He followed it across and was right over the top of it in playing the shot. It's 4 more to Majid. It was a no ball. And even allowing for nerves and a touch of inexperience, that's not very good cricket. I don't like to be a pessimist, but that cloud is lurching towards the Radcliffe Road end and looks very nasty. The breeze is blowing it in this direction. It's better bowling from Jeff Dimmock. 1 or 2 moving into the right-hander, and then that one well up for the drive and going away, and then even further away off the seam.
It isn't raining at the moment, but one has the ominous feeling it's not far away. Well, that was a better delivery from Hurst. We've seen him very wild and fell from the seam when he bowled too short, and then when he switched to the Radcliffe Road end, it's certainly looking again at this delivery, a very good one indeed. Just moving away off the wicket. Superb shot. 4 runs. Just watch the power of this beautiful wristy cover drive. Very close, but will be runs. First for Philbin and Saudi got a couple for that. Umbrellas going up and raincoats going on, so things don't look too bright. A little bit of movement away there by Cozier. See that again. Starting off a little bit outside the off stump, but certainly going further away.
Hardy going for that risky square drive he plays, but very close to the edge. And there you see the scorecard. Pakistan having been invited back by Australia. And no wicket for 48. That'll be 4 runs.
Well, the wind changed about half an hour ago, and although that big black cloud that we were talking about earlier did disappear over the hills, somehow the wind changed to 45 degrees, and it came driving in from the city side of the ground towards the pavilion.
A little bit of sunshine will dry it out quickly. Here's the first ball after the resumption from Porter bowling to Sadi. Pitch was completely covered, so as far as the batting side is concerned, there shouldn't be any real problems. Well, it hasn't quite run for the Australians, even though they didn't bowl well early on. There's been 3 or 4 strokes from these 2 Pakistan batsmen that have just eluded the fieldsman. Adam Hurst, the man at mid-off there, no chance. And he would have had some difficulty in pushing off that first stride. Sadi trying to pull away over mid-wicket, and even Porter's gentle pace was a bit too quick for the left-hander. Matter of placing that. Full toss outside the off stump. And ask for anything much better than that. Into Margaret. Hurst down at deep line leg. Single takes Sadiq Mohammed on to 21. 71 without loss. They need third man starting quite a bit finer now. Comforting words there from Tim Hughes to Alan Border. And I should think he was suggesting to keep the ball up, but that's too far up. Money to jam that, and honestly, there's no outfield at all for this left-hand spinner. That's a great shot, that one. Beautifully hit, lovely piece of timing for 6 runs. And Majid goes to the half-century mark. And I suppose there's 40 or 50 idiots on the field now. Ostensibly to congratulate Majid for reaching a half-century with this delightful stroke. But more, I should think, to obtain some notice for themselves from other spectators or viewers. Very boring indeed. Less boring is Majid batting, 53, won 6 and 6 fours from 81 balls, and it took him only 90 minutes. And Pakistan have got away from the Australians there with those 3 overs for 26 from Alan Border, 14 from that over. The extenuating circumstance for him is that the ball must be a little greasy. Well, no one's going to be very happy out on the field at the moment. Things really have got away from them since the resumption after the rain interruption. And a chance goes down now, and they still pick up a single from it. It's on to Wright's left hand, which is his stronger side. None of them are easy, but he's probably taken some more difficult ones than that. There's extra life there. There's no slip, but half a dozen times Majid has been passed by the outside edge. Bowled him, and that's the first breakthrough. I think they probably deserve that. Nothing's gone right for them in the last 40 minutes since the Australians came back on the field. Chance put down, plenty of quick runs for Pakistan, and now this wicket Majid bowled by Dimmock. Just a little inside edge onto leg stump. 99 for 1, just one short of the century partnership, and a splendid innings from Majid. He played some glorious strokes. Here comes out to take Majid's place. Sadiq is 27 not out, and from another angle you can see this whistle there, inside edge, and the leg stump being pegged back. So 99 for 1. That's the end of Dimmock's over. An appeal for LBW. Sadiq fairly well forward, I would have thought. Then we see the umpire, Harold Burgess, sitting down where Porter follows through. He has encroached a couple of times on that forbidden area. Up in the air, he's out. Sadiq is out. Good catch there by Moss. So that Sadiq is out. Caught Moss off the bowling of Porter for 27. Let's have another look at that. A little bit uppish, but Moss taking a very good catch there over his head. So 2 wickets falling at the total at 99. Majid, who was bowled Dimmock for 61, and Sadiq caught Moss, bowled Porter for 27. No ball, so that's 100 up for Pakistan. was a superb delivery. There's an appeal from just Cozier at slip, and nobody else went up. Let's watch this again. A lot of movement off the wicket here. Appeared to be an inside edge, but obviously went through without touching him. But Cozier at slip thought there was a deflection off the bat. That's a beautiful shot. Don't catch that. It's 4 runs. Great catch. And a good delivery as well. Zahir trying to turn it on the onside. Little outside edge with the bat turning too far. And Cozier starting to go the wrong way, as he had every right to do. Eventually he took the catch wide on his left. Good performance that from Gary Cozier. And here, Courtenball Cozier 16. It's now 133 for 3. Didn't go where Javed Miandad meant it. That's a lovely shot. So it's expecting a lot of Graham Yallop to bowl left-arm spin around the wicket to a batsman of Javed Miandad's calibre and do it without a man on the extra cover boundary. 3 overs for 22 now, Yallop. Didn't quite get that as well as he'd have liked, but it'll still be 4 runs. Alan Hurst, the man down at Keepy Smidoff. And that's the 150 brought up by that stroke from Haroon. And Alan Hurst now has gone right back to within 3 or 4 yards of the boundary. And he's gone. Cozier picks up his 2nd wicket with the total at 152. 4 wickets down now. Haroon Rashid caught right, bowled Cozier for 16. And that's how it happened. That stroke we've become used to in limited over matches, the one used to try and guide the ball away down through the vacant slip area. Haroon goes for 16. 152 for 4 and just a bit less than 20 overs to go. He has 2 for 15 now in his 5th over. A good shot. A gentle lean into that. Alan Border is the fieldsman. Asif gets him off the mark. Well, it's Alan Hurst away at Deep Blackwood Square, who was injured earlier with a sprained ankle, and I should think that's done him the world of good. Almost taking a tumble into the crowd. And here's Cozier, according to us. And that's 4. A bit of needle going on out there at the moment, I think. And Kim Hughes is being spoken to, and just to avoid having his bowlers cut across the batsman. In Australia, in games in Melbourne and Perth, there was quite a bit of ill feeling between these two teams, from what I gather. I was away overseas at the time, but some of the incidents didn't bear too much credit on the participants. Jeff Moss, third man. Yes, there's incidents in Australia in the Melbourne match. There was a man run out when he was out patting down a spot on the pitch. And in Perth, in the second test match, the batsman at the non-striker's end was run out backing up. And then the Australian Hilditch was given out, handled the ball when he picked it up and tossed it back to Sarfraz. Detected a little needle out there today. Unless my reading of it is incorrect, it's between Cozier and Javed Miandad. And that's what brought Asif to complain to the umpires a moment ago. The breeze has blown away most of the clouds here at Trent Bridge this afternoon. It's very pleasant now. It's a real waste having a third man in short to save the single. The bowler of Graham Yallop still. Somewhere you must have two men on the fence on the offside and two on the onside. Alan Hurst. Well, it's the game's second run. Jeff Moss at third man. Moss in the Australian side in place of Trevor Lachlan, his Victorian teammate. It's a straight swap of a batsman for an all-rounder. Good to strengthen the batting lineup. Again, and two more to Javed, taking on to 30. Orders the third man, and there's the 200 up for Pakistan in the 50th over. With Javed Miandad on 32, Asif Iqbal 25, and the partnership already worth 48 in quick time. Partnership up for Pakistan. The fourth wicket fell at 152. That was Harun Rashid. Now 202 for 4. In just 38 minutes, that 50 stand. That's a pretty good shot. Split the two men there, Rick Darling and Tim Hughes. Just being contained a little by Gary Cozier. And you wouldn't believe it from this shot. It was hit so hard, but Asif Iqbal is now asking for a new bat.
Pakistan most probably looking for a score well above 250 now. These two players are really striking the ball very well and picking up all the possible singles. Just a few overs to go now, but certainly they've really pulled themselves right back into this game, these two players, Asif and Meandad. They're really batting very well indeed against not a very strong Australian attack.
That's 4 more. The Pakistan flag being raised quite triumphantly there. And why not? They've had a very good day. Could be 4 more. It is. Trying to work this ball away on the onside, across the line, missing an inside edge and must have gone perilously close to the off stump. Oh, he's dropped him. Straight through the hands of Tim Hughes with extra cover. So, Asif Iqbal having a life, putting that ball on the up. I see Hughes there, straight through the hands. So it hasn't been a good day for Australia. It's not off the middle of the bat. It's Cozier running back from mid-on. But it is still in 2 runs. Beautiful shot, 4 runs. Such a simple shot, looking at it from the Radcliffe Road end. Just picks it up. And certainly now the prospect of Australia getting into the semi-final not looking too clever at all. It'll require a supreme batting performance from them if they're going to overhaul this Pakistan total. Remembering there's still 6 overs to go. In this field, and four for not picking the ball up, seeing it mid-wicket. But again, these batsmen through very quickly. So Asif Iqbal goes on to 49, 237 for 4. Dimmock fielding at square leg. It's up in the air. Border's underneath it, and he's got it. A great catch. Moved well by Border there. So Javed Meandad is out. Caught Border off the bowling of Cozier for 46. Just watch this. Meandad picking this ball up. Most unorthodox shot, and Border from deep long on, judging it beautifully. Had to cover a lot of ground. Warm applause for Javed Meandad, a most exciting knock. 239 for 5. Four-foot fine leg. And Hurst deciding to bowl over the wicket to the right-handed Iqbal. Round the wicket to the left-hander Wasim Raja. So it's 50 to Asif Iqbal. A most entertaining innings. Warm applause from the crowd now thoroughly enjoying this most entertaining game. Been at the wicket for 63 minutes, Asif Iqbal. And 5-4 he hit. That must be six. That's an enormous shot. Not a bad way to come in and just flick one off the hip. Watching this from the Radcliffe Road end, just watch this beautiful shot off the hip. Perfect timing. Just with 4 overs to go now. Hurst has 1 to go. So we've got to have 2 from Yallop and another one from Border to complete the 60 overs. 249 for 5. Asif Iqbal is 52. I don't think Yallop's got enough fields now, but he doesn't know where to put them. That is a superbly placed shot. We saw the man at cover being put down square. There's a deep mid-off, and he placed it right between there. Perfect placing. Opening the face of the bat and then just carving that ball through the great big gap in the covers there. 253 for 5. Iqbal goes on to 56. The last 50 runs, in fact, coming up in half an hour. That's pierced the field. It's 4 runs. Magnificent shot. These 2 men down here on the fence are very close together, but the speed of that ball still went straight between them. There is some indication when you see this replay, the power of that shot. Alan Hurst to bowl his 12th and last over. Well, what do you say about that? Asif Iqbal going way outside the leg stump. A ball I would think pitching probably middle and off. Just watch where he goes to. Way outside the leg stump. Plenty of room. 4 runs. It's right underneath that. No doubt about that. Substitute field from Gav Watmore. Catching that at mid-wicket. A fine innings from Asif Iqbal. Caught substitute off the bowling of Hurst for 62. And Pakistan a 268 for 6. And here's the dismissal once again. Trying to loft the ball over the mid-wicket boundary, but he got too close to him. And the substitute fieldsman out there is Davner Watmore. There's a total 268 for 6. New batsman, Imran Khan. 2 to Imran Khan. Total goes to 276. Kevin Wright twisting his hip there as he went down. Possibly a missed jumping there. Imran Khan coming down the wicket. Yes, definitely a missed jumping chance. Touch in the air. That's a good catch. Well taken there by Moss. So Wasim Raja is out. Caught Moss off the bowling of border for 18. We'll just watch that dismissal again. Wasim Raja getting a top edge on that. And it's Jeff Moss coming round there from mid-wicket, judging it nicely. 276 for 7. Well, the board's showing 274. We'll just check that for you. Last ball of the innings. And it's 4 runs. So the final score for Pakistan, 286 for 7.
Well, actually, 286 was everybody's final score in that innings, apart from the official scorers, who found another couple of runs from somewhere, but no doubt that discrepancy will be sorted out overnight. But it was certainly Majid who caught the eye early on, super innings of 61, and then later on that stunning partnership of 46 and 62 from Javed Miandad and Asif Iqbal. Well, as for the Australian bowling, Hurst got 1, Dimmock likewise, Porter 1, and Cozy getting the bulk of the wickets, 3 for 54. The two left-handers, Border and Yallop, pretty expensive, 38 and 57 runs, respectively. Well, 286 or 288, whatever the target turns out to be, it's a pretty hefty one for the Australians to gun for. And, of course, not only that, they had to start their innings right at the fag end of this rain-interrupted day, but they survived, and Hilditch and Darling faced 5 overs and scored 17 without loss.